welcome back to Shakhtar to Glory, and this is episode 62. You'll have to bear with me with this one because it's been about a week since I recorded. We've had the bank holiday and whatnot. I always tend to get about a week ahead, and then I think, I can push on, get a bit more ahead, do some other stuff, and other stuff just gets in the way, and I end up, just not getting further ahead and having to catch up and push on. So we've had a bit of a week break. I wanted to play the game, just haven't had much time. Just been doing other things and family things, that sort of stuff. But we're back today. So last time we played Leverkusen, and today we play Leverkusen. So we had a bit of a good, I think we had a fairly good result. I can't actually remember the result of that game. We'll get onto that in a second. If you look at the league table there, just down here, you can see we are still unbeaten, 13 out of 13. We're a good, 11 points clear now of Zoya. Dynamo Kiev struggling away, which, if you remember from last time, we had the games in between. Kiev was one of them, and obviously you can see we were unbeaten. We won all games, so we did beat them, but we'll get into that a little bit more. So last time out, it was Leverkusen, and we drew 2-2 at home, so it wasn't the best result. We actually snatched that, I think. 2 very late goals. It was all late goals in this game, actually, and we were down to 10 men for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the goals started going in, and we recovered that quite well to get a draw. So we'll have our work cut out for us in today's game. Obviously, that I think was the first point dropped in the group. If we have a quick scroll down, we have Real Madrid have gone above us because they've played a day before us and obviously beaten Salzburg. But we are the two that are running away with it. So we are battling for top spot, which ideally should hopefully be an easier draw in the next round. But you never know. There's no easy games in this tournament, cliche and all that. Bayern are struggling back in third as well in their group. We'll take a look at the groups as we're probably at the end of it and see who got through and who missed out. But Inter as well, wow. We had them last year and they were a bit of a force, but struggling this year. So we've got Leverkusen today. So we have a quick back look at what's happened. So we 4-0 win against Alexandria. We were just rampant in this game. They went down to 10 men and we just sort of tore them a new one, really. They were 10 men after 2 minutes. They didn't stand a chance, and they're not a bad team either. But Romero got a hat-trick. Lukacevic adding one in as well. 3 goals in 15 minutes. Not much happened, and then we got one back on the hour for Romero's hat-trick. And that was that, really. We were after that, we had Ingilets Petrova again. 5-1 in this game. Again, we were just at our destructive best in this game. Polino with a hat-trick, Malinovsky getting one, and Barco getting one. All quite rotated teams. We're trying to give as many players chances and games as possible. Trying to rotate quite a big squad between the two tournaments. With the Champions League, it's not so bad because we kind of got a settled squad and they always play. But as that drops into the next group, when it's less games, obviously the group's a bit intense, a lot of games. As that drops, it'll be a bit harder to do. We'll have to rotate a few more players around, I guess. But we'll come to that. We'll deal with that when we come to it. And we'll probably hopefully see a few more loans go out as well. We've trying to just get a bit of a feel of the team at the moment and see who can stay and maybe who needs a bit more development elsewhere. But Kiev 4-2, we took a bit of a risk in this game because obviously they, in my mind, are the team most likely to break our unbeaten run, but they were pretty awful. We put a completely rotated team out. I put as many different changes and sort of players that haven't played quite as much in as possible. We did go 2-0 up, but we did surrender that in 2 minutes just before half time. They did get back to 2-2, but in the second half, we rose up against it and got the win back 4-2. Give West Ham fans a little bit of a taste of maybe perhaps what they're going to be getting with Pellegrini next year. Who knows? But 4-2 win, keep the run going, beat a rival, and obviously push them further down the table. So we're going to jump in the game now. I think we're here. We are. So Real Madrid won 3-0. Gelson Martins and Asensio with the goals. Over by half an hour, really. Not much concern there. So we are going to go. We've got the same badges, apparently, just different colours. Carvalho's doubtful. I think they had a few more players missing the first game, and they gave us a real scare. But we regrouped. So with this game, we are going to go with Babacar up front. We're going to go with Boyachuk and Nabry on the wings. Fred, Hurtado, Malashev in the midfield. Now we've got Leo, Tello, Ordet, Lukacevic, and Shevchenko. Did mention transfers a little bit earlier. I think I may have mentioned it in a previous episode. Can't remember now, it's so long ago. Even the editing was so long ago. I've trying to get the fullbacks who can play in the either inverted or the complete. I can't remember which way around it was now. I think it's the inverted fullback role. Got one, but we need sort of 4 in total, really. So we are looking at that maybe in in the January window. Maybe what else we can get. We have got another player joining in January. I think in January, maybe in the season, but I think it's January, who can play the Ramdeuter role. He can play as a striker, he can play as a winger, but he can play that Ramdeuter role on the right-hand side. So that will be a transformation, because obviously Boychuk's sort of filling in. He's doing okay, but you know, he's not really ready-made. I mean, in Champions League, which is primarily where we're playing this formation, he's played 3 games and got 1 assist and not an ideal, a great average rating. He's not really suitable for the role there. He's okay. I mean, he's not the best player anyway. So here we are. So they're going with a 4-4-2. Lario, I think, got the goal last game. They've got Batshuayi. Is he back? I think he may have missed the first game. KIOTA, Bellarabi. Bender playing right back, which is curious, because I'm pretty sure he's a centred midfielder. He is. So they must have an injury in that position. But we kick off in our white kit here today. Obviously against them in their red. The clash of the orange would have been too much. And we're looking for... A win takes us back top of the group. A draw just keeps them out of reach. Basically, we don't want to lose this game. We don't want to lose any game, obviously, but it's not a game we could probably afford to lose in. We got off to a good start. We want to build on that, not sort of surrender it, whereas normally we do the opposite and surrender the start and then build up. We want to keep progressing. We should have scored then, actually. I was watching it. I was just finishing my point. We should have got a goal there. Boychuk should have scored, but they have a throw-in or free kick? My mic was blocking the view. I couldn't see where it was, but we'll move that now. So they're still coming. Can we nick it off them and sort of get on the counter against them? We win it back, but we don't keep hold of it. And our keeper should have that, no problem. Can he do something here, or is it just going to be the end of the highlight? Babacar should win that. He does, and Fred gets the loose ball. Hurtado, great ball to Boychuk, and it's a penalty. It's going to be Malashev. I don't think I've seen him miss too many of these. He does tend to bury them as he goes and misses now, no doubt. No, he buries it, no doubt. Never a doubt in my mind. He's another player I'm possibly looking at replacing. Maybe not immediately, but I'm training a few players to play in that regista role that I want to implement there. He's training it as well. He's not too bad. But with a penalty take like that, it's a hard one to leave out. So we're just going to pause it there a second. What I think I'm going to do is, because we've got... their right back is obviously... we're going to take it off split the middle, and we're going to exploit that left flank. We're going to really attack Bender at the right back. Obviously, he's not a natural right back. He's still a fantastic player, so he can probably still do more than a job. But it's where we're going to focus our attacks, I think. And that could be a red card for Arnold. That could be... It is. Second yellow card. And he's off. That is a big moment. And Cavallo's come on. He's obviously not fit. He was the doubt before the game. He's on the bench and come on. So he's got to play a whole sort of second half and a little bit at the end of this first half. So it's not ideal. Not what they would have wanted. Nabry keeps it on. He attacks that right back. And it seemed to pay off. Hurtado here just calm under pressure. He's a fantastic little player. I'm glad we got him. He's a great introduction this year. And back to Babacar, and he slots it away. 2-0 right before half-time. And we are... Well, that I don't think it does, but we're pretty close to sealing promotion there. Qualification. You might hear me, I'm being a little bit louder than normal. Wife and child are actually out at the moment, so I've got a bit of free time in the afternoon. Finished work 2 hours early. Got home, just slapped the computer straight to recording, and boy, was it a good game to come back to, because if this was a loss, it'd be just as quiet as usual. And Hurtado is injured as well. With 2-0 up and 10 men, we probably won't risk him. Batshuayi for them is injured as well. A lot of tough tackling, hard tackling going on in this game. We'll let the assistant take that one, and we're going to look at some subs. We've got a few yellows, so we need to be a little bit aware of that. And I think Hurtado is going to come off. Who have I got on the bench? I haven't got the player I want on the bench. Yes, I have. Pretty much like for like. Probably not quite as good, but still a decent player. Yellow card wise, who's the most likely to succumb there? We're going to take Odets. I think Nabry should be okay. He's more likely to get fouled. And obviously we're making all our subs at half time. I'm just a bit anxious about that red card situation. I don't want that being equalised up, levelled up. I don't want the ref levelling that up for them and giving them a route back in. And they've got a few injuries themselves. They're more likely to pick up a couple as well. Obviously, we could get an injury and go down to 10 men, ironically, as well. So we'll have to wait and see, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. And this second half is just kind of whizzing by, really, which I'm more than happy about. Babacar should win that. He does, out to Gnabry. Yeah, absolutely delighted with that. You know, if there's nothing happening, then they can't get back in the game. Wojciech and Babacar, 3-0. That's the game. That's the 3 points. We're back top of the group. Goal difference rocketing up. I think we should have by far and away the best goal difference. We'll have to check that after the game. But we've Red Bull Salzburg, I think, up next, maybe. That would be qualification all but sorted. I think, in fact, I think it is. No, not quite. Not quite. My maths was a bit off then. And there we go. There's the injury. It was going to happen, wasn't it? It was obviously going to happen. What we'll do, we'll go a bit strikerless, I guess, for the last few minutes. We'll just stick Babacar out wide. I may have a little rejig here. Actually, we're going to put Babacar back up front. We're going to exploit the left flank off there. We're going to exploit the middle. And we are going to... What are we going to do? I think Gnabry can play in just behind. Malashev to Hagen. Fred. Gnabry out to Lukacevic. It's a bit behind him, but he still has the ball. Malashev, and they are pinned back in their own half. Obviously, we are 10 men against 10 men, and that's Babacar's hat-trick. Get in there. We've restricted them in this match so much. Our tactics in this game were just spot on. It didn't really work at home. We probably had to be a bit more at them in the game at home. I think maybe that's where we went a little bit wrong. We were perhaps a little bit resting on what we were doing, and we're going to switch to counter for the last minute or so. It doesn't really matter. Cue them scoring with their first shot on target, if they can get the ball in the box, that is. No, we nick it back, but not quite. Can we nick that loose ball? Not quite. We're just on the edges of it. Bender there, he plays a good ball to Bellarabi, and they're going to score, aren't they? He puts it over. Oof. That's pretty much the sound that shot made. Oof. Matvienko throws it straight to him. I was actually watching someone's video. I've never noticed that in the game before that happened. I was actually watching, I think it was second yellow cards, Frozen Fortune save, and the player just threw it straight to an opponent. I think that's what it was. It was either, I'm pretty sure it was yeah, Frozen Fortunes. I'm fairly sure. If not, it was possibly the Oss save with Ted Redwood. Ted, I know you're watching and you're probably going to comment. Was it your save? Again, you go ahead like me, so you probably don't remember either. But fantastic 4-0 result there, and I mean, our goal difference probably gives us the extra point. I know in the group it's head-to-head. So Leverkusen are bottom, so it's not actually them we've got to worry about the head-to-head about. No, we haven't. They can't catch us. I think they're out. It's Salzburg. But a result against Salzburg, you know, it's a moot point. We're through. Okay, we are both through. Okay, yeah, fantastic. We are through. We aren't top. We've still got a game against Salzburg, which we'd like to think is a banker. But it's the Real Madrid game I think it's going to come down to. PSG are through. Great. We look forward to facing them in the first round, no doubt. A couple of games offline. We've got the Kapati game in the league and Zerka in the cup. We're in the quarter-final now at this point in November. Because, of course, we are. The semi-final, I think, is in, like, was it March? And the final is in, like, May or something. It's the last game of the season. It's weird how it splits. You play loads of games in the cup quite close together, and then suddenly, bang, you've got to wait sort of 6 months for the last 2 rounds. It's ridiculous. So yeah, Kapati and Zerka offline. Then we'll come back for that home game against Salzburg, which, if Leverkusen can do us a favour, will in fact see us win the group. If you've enjoyed this episode, please drop a like on the video. Sub on my channel as well. My subs have been actually increasing this week. I think I was on 25 on Monday, and it was the bank holiday on Monday. I've checked it today, only the Wednesday, and I'm up to 29 I think now. So if anyone knows are watching, which I hope you are, thank you for that. I appreciate all the support. Feel free to drop me a comment on any of my videos, except you, Ted. Stop commenting. No, I'm joking. Keep commenting away. I'll reply to all my comments. Yeah, so all that good stuff out the way. Yeah, I'll see you next time for the Salzburg game, when hopefully we can progress through as champions of this group. If we do, we may skip the Real Madrid game. I'm not too sure. Maybe chuck a league game in there or something, but that's just getting way too far ahead of ourselves. So until next time, I will see you later. Take care.